Hello everyone, this is Ismail Zahoor from Prospects Consulting and I really welcome you all today for the live session. And we are very privileged to have Emma Payne with us, and she's the International Development Manager of the University of Hull. And she is with us today so she can discuss about why University of Hull and why students need to go for this particular university. So, and being with me, my co-host, Miss Rubab, I really welcome you.
Hello, sir. Good evening. I hope you're fine
And
and doing well.
Emma,
Hi, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us all today.
Okay. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So, shall we start with our live
Very
session?
much ready
Okay.
to start when you
Okay.
are.
Okay. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rubab Javed, and I am working with Prospect Consulting. Today we are having a session of University of Hull. It's a very good university in UK, and we have specially invited our guest here with us. Her name is Miss Emma, and she is going to introduce herself to you, and then we will be doing the session of this university. She's going to let us know that about the University of Hull, its requirements, what kind of courses they are offering in the university, and many other things about the visa. So, Miss Emma, I think we should start.
Great, thank you for that introduction. Thank you for having me on with you guys today. A great privilege to be with you in Pakistan. So, welcome everybody. Nice to see you. Well, I can't see you, but hopefully you can all see me. Really good to be here. So, as they've introduced me, my name is Emma. I'm from the University of Hull. I'm the International Development Manager, and the area that I cover in the university is South Asia. So, I come out to Pakistan quite often. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to visit this year yet. My last trip was in October last year. Great country to come to, and I love being in Pakistan. I especially love the food, and I can't wait to come back again and find out what I've been missing while I've been here in the UK.
Okay, that's very good to hear. Okay.
Okay, right. So an introduction to the University of Hull. We're very lucky that the University of Hull is very much a traditional UK university. We've been there since 1927, and we're the 14th oldest university in the UK. So we have this great heritage, and we've been there for a very long time. Some of our buildings also come from the 1920s and 1930s in the UK, which are great architectural style. And you have that red brick feel. So when you're walking about campus, you can see that these amazing red brick buildings and all of the ivy growing up them. It's a great place to be. Now, we've been very lucky that in the past few years, we've invested heavily in our infrastructure and campus facilities. We've spent £300 million. And within that spending, there's been a new sports centre been developed. We've refurbished our library. We've built a new building for our medical school students in the Allen Medical Building. And there's also been refurbishment to many of the teaching areas as well. So students that come and study in our university are having the most up-to-date facilities that they would expect to have from a UK institution.
Okay.
We're also very fortunate that we give very generous discounts to our students, so they get great chance to have a great fee and then also the great reduction. So actually the cost of living in the city is one of the lower ones in the UK. So if you've got a smaller budget, then University of Hull could be a good option in terms of that area.
Okay, great.
As a university, we have fantastic research ranking. We're one of the top 50 UK universities for research power, according to the REF, which is the Research Excellence Framework, and the last one took place in 2014. Our top subject areas in the REF 2014 were geography and environmental sciences and computer science. So if you're interested in studying a master's level degree and want to do a research aspect that you may not be doing in Pakistan, then actually UK is a good option for you. And having those two top areas here at Hull means you would be working with some of the best academics in the country. We also have good ranking within the UK. So we're what I would call a medium ranked institution with rankings around 77 in the Times the Times and Sunday Times Good University Guide. So as you can see, mid-ranked university in the UK, very good at our research slope. So if you want to go to a university that's offering good research, but also good teaching, then Hull is a good option for many students from Pakistan. At the moment, our Pakistani numbers are still very small, so it gives you the chance to meet some Pakistani students, but also to meet students from all over the world, and chance to be working with different types of students as well, and actually broaden out your networks. So great place to come and meet people from all over the world.
Okay, Emma. Just tell me something about about the city and the campus life. And can you also tell me about the facilities the University of Hull is giving to the international students as well?
Okay, so the city itself is called Hull, or also known as Kingston upon Hull, and it's in the northeast of the UK. We're 2.5 hours from Manchester. Sorry, we're 2.5 hours away from London. We're 2 hours from Manchester, and 1 hour from Leeds and 1 hour from York. So you can pretty much get to the whole of the UK in a very reasonable time. The city itself has a population of around 230,000 people. And then the broader area will take you up to about 450,000. So when students who've been living in really big bustling cities like Karachi or Lahore, they come to Hull for the first time, they think it's a little quiet. But then you get to know the city and you realize that it's a very friendly place to be. The campus itself is located 2 miles from the city centre, and you can take a bus there, which takes about 20 minutes. The traffic's normally pretty good in Hull. I've never seen too much traffic myself, especially in comparison to being in Karachi on a busy day. So it's very easy to get around the city. The campus itself is a green campus, and everything is on one central location. So we have accommodation for our students on our campus, in which we house around 2,000 students. The rest of the students live in the local student district, which is a 20-minute walk from the campus, so really easily located. Most of the students who come from Pakistan, they choose to live off campus because the accommodation is much cheaper than staying on, but there's lots of options for everybody there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me what's the accommodation cost?
So what we're looking at, accommodation on campus starts at £125 a week, and postgraduate students, so we're talking master's students, PhD students, their accommodation starts at £135 a week. Okay. So that's on campus. That'll be a single bedroom, shared bathroom, shared bathroom, and shared kitchen. Off of campus, much cheaper. So starting between £70 to £75 a week, all bills included. And that would be single bedroom with shared bathroom and shared kitchen. If you're looking for ensuite facilities, they start off of campus, start around £90 to £100 per week. So you can see that the cost is actually much lower to live off of campus than it is to stay on. Yes, however, the benefits that you get of staying on campus, you're going to be no further than 5 minutes walking distance from your classrooms. So depends on your budget. If you've got a good budget and you're thinking, actually, Hull sounds like a great place, it's got the right courses for me, and we'll talk a bit about those in a moment, but actually you've got a budget and you can spend that money, then you can stay on campus. However, if you're thinking, I've got a slightly less budget, how can I make that work? Then you can live off of campus and be still very close to the university as well.
Okay, I think it's quite cheaper than expenses in London or any other city.
It's significantly cheaper than London, and with one of the lowest or one of the most affordable student cities in the UK. So you're not going to find accommodation that's at the same level in many other cities. So it's very, very good for that option.
Okay.
Let me talk a little bit more about the facilities. So I've already given you an idea of the things that we've been spending money on. Facilities included on campus. We obviously have our library. Our library had a refurbishment in 2015, still looking fantastic. It, as a library, it's obviously got all of the spaces where you'd expect to find all the books and the periodicals, and the access to them both online and offline. The building itself houses lots of different types of computing facilities. So students can borrow laptops from there, or they can use the desktop-based PCs in the library. During the term time, the library is open 24/7. So you can always get access to the library and find out more information, use that space. So if you're not very good at studying at home and you'd rather be in that learning environment, then you can get yourself to the library at any time and be able to study there.
Okay.
And we've also, yeah, I was going to say, we've also got,
please continue.
Thank you. We've also got fantastic sporting facilities. So if you're into your sport, especially your cricket, obviously, Pakistanis love to play cricket just as much as the Indians. And I'm sure we have great rivalry going on there. We're very lucky that our new sports facilities have a fantastic indoor hall. And within the sports hall, we can have the cricket nets up at the same time as the basketball court and also all of the badminton courts as well. So because the sports hall was designed to be a multifunction space, don't worry that when you've got the people playing basketball, you people can also be playing cricket at the same time and practicing your skills.
So that means that students have a very good option of, extra activities as well.
Absolutely. So we've got, we have lots of sports and societies that are run by our student union. So you can chance to get involved in many things. Coming to the UK and being part of a university is not just the study, it's also about the lived experience that you have.
Okay, ma'am. Please tell us something about the admission criteria and what is the entry requirement to apply admission for the international students.
Okay, so students coming from Pakistan, we will accept them into a bachelor degree from their HSSC or intermediate, and the grade that we require is 65%. And that would be for any subject area, and that's directly into the first year of a bachelor degree. Now, if you're looking at coming into a master's degree, then we would look at your degree from Pakistan. And if you've done a 4-year bachelor degree, then we'd be looking at a grade of 60% again. So 60% overall. Now, some of our subject areas ask that you've studied a previous area similar to that already. So, example, if you're studying engineering and you want to study more engineering, then you need to have that background. However, if you wanted to do something like business management, then you don't have to have a background in business management. You can come from any subject area and study business management at our university. So there's lots of different degrees. Some are specialist and then some are more what we would call a conversion master's, and lots of opportunities for students there. And the requirement there would be the grade of 60%, not always in a specific subject.
Okay. So you mean that if somebody wants to apply in bachelor's, they should have like 65% marks?
That's correct.
Okay. Like to apply directly?
Yes.
Okay. And let's suppose if they don't have 65%, if they have less marks, like 55 to 60%, then what will be the...
Okay, so we partner with one of the Cambridge Education groups. So they host On-Campus Hull. So On-Campus Hull have our foundation year and also our international year 1. So if students have got lower grades, then they've got those options of doing some kind of preparation program before coming to study with us.
Okay. So they will be going for the foundation year or
That's correct.
The international year 1, I suppose.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. And for masters, you said like 60% marks?
That's correct.
Okay. Also tell me about the IELTS requirement. What is...
Okay. So IELTS requirement is most of our courses for both undergraduate and postgraduate is IELTS of 6.0 and 5.5 in each skill.
Okay.
I've just been asked a question about CGPA in a master's. If it's out of 4, then we'd be looking at somewhere like a 2.6, 2.8 for CGPA. Okay, so something that averages around 60%. So IELTS, as I said, 6.0,
With
and then 5.5 in each skill. Some courses vary. So we have a program that has an internship at master's level. They ask for 6.5. We have some specialist degrees that are very good for physiotherapists. And then they'll require you to be working with patients. So you need a 6.5 there and 6 in each skill. So there's a few different variations, but in general, 6.0.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, just tell me that are we supposed to have a UKVI academic IELTS or just the normal academic IELTS?
Okay, so for us at the moment, we're accepting the academic IELTS, so you don't have to have UKVI. You will need UKVI, though, if you're coming to do a pre-sessional program.
Okay.
This year, however, that has changed because of the COVID-19 situation. But if we were talking in a standard year and you needed to be on campus, then we would ask for UKVI. We'll see how that situation develops with the border agency and what our requirements will be. The other English language test that we're accepting this year, and obviously with the COVID-19 situation, the British Council offices are closed, so the students cannot take the exam. But the other exams that we're accepting is the IELTS indicator, and there is a requirement is the same. We also accept TOEFL IBT. And we will also accept the TOEFL at home. So if you can take any of those exams, they're acceptable. We also take Pearson. So if you're able to do the PTE academic, we will also accept that. Okay. There is also, we're also giving students who accept their offer and they still need to meet their English language requirement, then there is the chance that they can do a placement test with us as well. So if they're an offer holder and they accept their offer, then they can do a placement test with us too. So if they can't prove their English in any other way, that's an option. For students who studied the O-level system, so if they did Cambridge O-levels, we'll also accept that English. So it'd be O-level English, grade C is acceptable. So if they have that grade, then that's fine too.
Okay, you mean in A-levels? If they have
in A-levels. So if students took A-levels, the requirement is that if a student has undertaken A-levels and they have 3 A-levels, then there is no need for us to retest their English.
Okay. Are you guys giving any exemption of IELTS? Because in Pakistan, IELTS is not taking place.
Yeah. So we don't have any. We don't have any English language exemptions. We will always always request an English language test. Okay. So if for a student to come and study at Hull, then they must have, they must meet the English language requirement.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, someone is asking a question, like a student wants to know about, is the university taking any kind of IELTS test or any other test?
It's asking if they're taking our own test. So we don't have our own IELTS. What we do have is our own placement test. This is it's very similar to, it's a Pearson online test that we give and we add some extra sections to it. So yes, if you apply for the University of Hull, you get the offer and you then accept the offer, then you could do the university placement test. Okay.
Could you just tell me about the test, like when it take place and what kind of modules are going to be in the test?
So the test itself is actually, it takes place when students want to do it. So if a student applies to study at Hull, gets an offer, and then they come to us and say, yes, I definitely want to stay at the University of Hull, you're my firm choice. Then we will arrange a suitable time and it will be with one of our academics who teaches on the pre-sessional program, will actually lead the test. It will cover all 4 areas of speaking, reading, writing and listening. So it will be very much the key skills that will be covered in an IELTS exam.
Okay, great. So you mean that you guys also take an online test?
Yes.
But if someone doesn't have IELTS or if they can't.
That's correct, yes.
Oh, okay, that's very good. So I think, Emma, you should send us through email the format of the test so that we can also share it with our students and they can apply for Hull.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. So moving on to the next question. What is the fee structure and how much scholarship is University of Hull offering to international students?
Okay, so fee structure, we have basically two fee structures. Our arts program, so any undergrad program that is an arts related subject, then the tuition fee is £14,500. That is for the 20 and 21 intake. So anyone that would start in September or in January if we're able to run courses there. Okay.
Okay.
So arts programs, 14,500.
Okay.
Then for science and engineering, then the courses are 17,200. That's British pounds, by the way, not Pakistani rupees, just to confirm. So that's the fee price. Then students who do a business school master's, their fee is slightly different. So the price for business school masters, so you're looking at business management, not our internship program, but our standard 1-year masters, the price is £16,000 200. So £16,200. Okay. Then what we also have is we have lots of opportunity for discount. So let me tell you what we're offering for students.
Okay.
So undergrad students who are studying arts programs, they will be given an international studentship, which is worth £2,000. So arts students who are paying £14,500, they get a discount of £2,000. Then you have your engineering students who are paying, this is masters and undergrad, who are paying 17,200. Their discount is £2,500.
Okay.
And then any master students, so all master students, they also get a discount of £2,500.
Okay.
Okay. Then, so that is the international studentship. A criteria is to apply, to get an offer, and then register for the course. So if you come, you start, you enroll, that's your discount.
Okay. Tell me, Emma, if the student gets an offer letter, an unconditional offer letter from the university, so are they going to get the scholarship directly, or do they have to apply it for
no,
through application or something?
It's part of the offer. So on their offer letter, it will say that they will get that international student discount. And the same also, so there is another additional discount. So all Pakistani students will get an additional World Bank discount. So we have a World Bank discount that looks at low economy countries, or medium low economy countries, of which Pakistan is one. So for having a Pakistani passport, you get an extra £1,000 discount.
Okay.
So what you're looking at as a master's student, you get £3,500 discount from your tuition fee. And as a bachelor student, you would either get £3,000 or £3,500. And that is for each year.
You mean for bachelors, the student will get it each year, not only
Each
for 1
year.
year, 3 years.
3 years.
Okay,
So
that's very
art student gets £9,000. Science and engineering student, they get £12,500 over the duration of the course, so 3 years of the course.
Okay, great. I think University of Hull is a very good option for the bachelor.
I think it is. Yeah, no, it's a very good studentship to have available to the students from Pakistan.
Okay. So moving on to the next, please tell me something about what is the COVID-19 situation these days in UK.
Okay,
and
so
will they be studying on campus or will they be studying online? Just please give us information.
Okay, so I think there's a bit of a myth in outside of the UK at the moment that many of the universities are closed. And I know that obviously in Pakistan, you've got some universities that will be closed and there won't be any teaching going on. However, what we've had going on in the UK sector is that no universities are closed and we are still open and we're still running. We're just running differently. So everybody that can is working from home. However, if we've got students who are living in on-campus accommodation, they're still there. If they had a catered option, so they were having the chance to go to the refectories and cafeterias to get their food. That has now moved that it's delivered to their accommodation. So the catering staff still come to campus and they now deliver the food to the students. If we've got students who are on campus and they didn't buy that package initially, but they've had trouble getting out to get food, or they don't want to, or they're isolating, or they've been poorly, then they've been able to order the food to come to them in their room as well. So very much we've changed the way that we've been working to enable students to still be fed and make sure that they're okay. The campus itself has still got security working on there, and some of our researchers in specific areas have still been on campus. So we've been running a massive project on campus to build face visors. So as you will have seen globally, they're saying that health professionals should be wearing a full face visor that comes down to about here and kind of starts about here. So basically the whole face is covered. And we started a small scale project of 3D printing face visors. And we were able to make a maximum of about 100 a day. But obviously looking at the number that this was kind of like coming to, we realized that actually it wasn't enough. So the academics started looking at what could we be doing and what facilities do we have to make this better. So they started to laser cut the masks. So they went from this process of 3D printing. They've put that to one side now, and they're now doing laser cutting. So they went from producing around 100 and 120 masks a day to producing over 1,000 a week. We also, as a university, we set up a funding project to help fund this. And initially we tried to raise, I think it was £20,000. And from our alumni and our local community and our staff and our students, we're now, I believe we're up to £50,000. So there's been lots and lots of people who've been supporting the cause and helping the university make as many masks as possible. So it's been a really great project. We've also got research teams within the biomedical sciences side looking at different immunology projects as well to do with COVID-19. So as a university, we're very much playing our part in what's happening and helping the UK fight against this really terrible situation.
Okay, great. I think University of Hull is doing a very good job in UK.
Yeah, no, well, it's really nice to see. I have lots of communication with lots of other UK universities. I have friends that work in many UK universities, and we chat regularly. It's like, oh, what's your university doing? It's this uni's doing this, and we've done this. So it's really nice. One of my favourite ones is as the University of Hull is actually a sponsor of the British Olympic team.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the British Olympic team haven't been able to go out to Japan this year and represent the UK. So Team GB have been making little videos for us. So on a Wednesday, so it's Workout Wednesday, on our social media, there will be an Olympic athlete from the Team GB doing different types of exercises that you can do from home. So if you want to learn how to plank like an Olympic athlete, now is your time to get onto the Hull Facebook page and see what skills you can be learning. I really like the leg workout they did 2 weeks ago, and I keep promising myself I'll do it. I haven't got around to it yet.
Okay, Emma, I just wanted to ask that is there any delay in the September intake, or is it going to be on time this year?
Okay, so our senior leadership team within the university have been planning different scenarios and looking at what the outcomes are going to be. And we know that later on this week, we're going to hear more about what they're going to be. So right at this very moment in time, I can't actually tell you what it's going to be, but I know, but by the end of this week, we're going to have more detail about what the plans are. From what I'm seeing is that we are not going to be able to start normally like we would every other year. Because of the social distancing on campus or in the UK, you can't have anybody more than 2 meters apart that doesn't live in the same household. So if you meet anyone, you need to be 2 meters away from them. And obviously bringing students onto campus and keeping everyone 2 meters apart is going to be quite difficult. So we're waiting to find out what's going to be the preferred options for the academics in terms of their teaching, and also look at what those scenarios could be. Some of the ideas that have been coming up is things like a blended learning idea where some classes are online, and they start online, and then we get students onto campus as soon as possible. We're also looking at having delayed starts. So at the moment, we don't have any January entry programs, and all of our courses start in September. But we're looking at the potential of having a January entry, so that will enable us to potentially be in a bit better situation within the UK, and then be able to bring students onto campus. But once we have more information, we'll be sharing that information with our offer holders to let them know what the options will be for those particular students.
Okay, so you mean that University of Hull only offers September to September intakes?
At the moment, yes, we do.
So you don't have any other intake like January or June?
No,
maybe?
not for standard undergrad programs or master's programs. PhD students, they can come at those times, but for a standard bachelor or master's, it has been always a September intake. However, if we can get a January intake up and running this year, then that may happen going forward as well.
Okay, that's great. Okay, ma'am, I just wanted to ask that how much time does it take for, like, if someone is applying from here to University of Hull, how much time will the offer letter takes to come? Like, how many days?
Okay, so if you apply through Prospects and you've got all of your documentation, or you give details of all of your documentation, so even if you can't get a letter of recommendation at the moment, then we can give you a conditional offer. But if you have your transcripts, or if you're still waiting for your certificates and things, tell us when you think they will come. Okay, so we have all the details. If we have all of the details, and we know that perhaps you would quite like to take our placement test, put in that information in the application. If we have all of that information, then we can give an offer for many courses, not all, but many courses within 48 hours.
Okay.
And that's why I'm saying it's really, if we can get as much information from you as possible. So making sure that we know who is going to be your referee, what you're studying, what you want to study, when you're going to get your results, what your English language situation is, then we can give you the offer. And we can pretty much give conditional offers on many areas. So if you're not sure at the moment, make the application and then you can get that.
Okay.
Undergrad, taking a little bit longer. If you come through Prospects, then students can apply directly. If they apply by themselves, then they have to go through UCAS. So 2 different ways. Applications do take a little bit longer to process, though, maybe 5 to 10 days.
Okay. You mean like within a week we will get the offer letter?
Yeah, hopefully. That's for undergrad. Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys offering some top-up courses for the bachelor's?
Yes. So we do. So in business areas, then students can actually come into the final year of a degree. So they can come into 2 years or the final year. If you're looking at coming into final year, then you would need to have completed at least 2 years, if not 3 years, in Pakistan.
Okay.
That's for business areas. Okay. Now, if you're looking at coming to do engineering, then we'll only take students into second year. And the reason for that is all of our engineering and science courses all have accreditation. And to get the accreditation, you have to do the final 2 years in order to be awarded the accreditation. So if you've done 2 years in Pakistan and you want to come and do the final 2 years in Hull, then that's completely possible, and you will get the full accreditation from that program.
Okay, so like if someone has done bachelor's from here of 2 years.
Yep.
So
that's
he
correct.
will be definitely able to go in the 3rd year, finally.
Yes. Depends on the subject area match, and it depends on whether the degree, if you're doing an honours degree in Pakistan, then if it's a match, then yes, you can go into 3rd year. So what we would look at when students make the application for top up, or like looking at that 3rd year entry, if you're coming into 3rd year, then we would have to look at what you've already been studying, and we'd want details of all of the modules as well. So we'd expect those to come in with the application, so we'd be able to assess that fully, but completely possible.
Okay, great. Okay, ma'am, I want to ask a question, like for master students or like for bachelor's both, do you guys offer any placement courses or like sandwich year as well?
Yep. So many of our undergraduate degrees have some kind of placement year within them if students want to take that. So the way that that works is at undergrad level, the students would do a 4-year program, and during their 3rd year, they would go out and do their placement year. We do not guarantee that placement year, but we give the students lots of help to make sure that they know how to apply for jobs. We also tell them the kind of companies that they can be working with as well. If you've got students who are looking for kind of like science specializations, there are also a couple of placements that we can guarantee as well. As long as the students like meet the right profile match. We work with some of our local companies, such as RB, which are the company that make Dettol. They're a whole-based company, and we have a couple of internships with them. They're very tough competition, though, but there's potential for them. And we also have some placement with Smith & Nephew, which is one of the UK's big pharmaceuticals. So if you've got students who are interested in chemistry, chemical engineering, then there's some good options there. Then standard students, if you've got students who are also interested in things like politics and international relations, we have some really good work placements that are available in Westminster. So looking at working within government, they're quite tough for international students to get onto, but there are some potential and some opportunities there as well. Then obviously if you're studying business related subject areas, then lots of opportunities there, and there's lots of opportunities in things like computer science and also within engineering too. So many of the really popular subject areas for undergrad students.
Okay.
At master's level, we only have one degree with a placement, and at the moment that is in business management, and it's a 4-month placement. So standard program is 12 months, but if you do the business management with internship, that becomes a 16-month placement.
Okay, so the master's is for 12 months and internship program is
For 4 months.
4 months. Okay, so
Yeah.
the total course is for 16 months. Okay.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so you are only offering one course with the placement, and that
That's
is the
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, someone is asking that are the students allowed to work during studies? Like, can they work part-time?
Yeah, absolutely. So the visa requirement for for working in the UK, if you're on a tier 4 student visa, which is what or I would say the majority of international students are on, they can work 20 hours per week within term time. During the holidays, you can work part-time.
Okay.
Full-time.
Okay.
So 20 hours during term time, full-time during the holidays.
Okay. One more thing, like if a student is studying in the placement course, so what will be the course fee? Like
Okay. Yep. So if they're an undergrad student, then it's 50% of the full fee with no other discount available. So they would get their standard international studentship for the 3 years of study, plus the World Bank discount, and they would be for years 1, 2, and 4. Then during year 3, when they're doing the placement, then it's half fee. Okay. And then during the master's degree, so that course comes with an additional fee of £2,000. So the price of that is for this year is £18,200.
Okay, so that means that the cost will obviously it's going to increase with the placement.
It is going to increase. However, because of the way that we charge the fee, you don't pay all of the fee at once. You actually you'd be able to pay, I believe it's in either 4 or 5 installments as opposed to 3. So it's actually split up to be a little bit different.
Okay, for the postgraduate students or for the undergraduate as well?
For the postgraduate students. So both postgrads and undergrads pay in 3 installments, but for the postgrad course, so the business management with internship, the way that it's divided up isn't to pay 16,200 minus their discount during year 1 and then pay £2,000 in year 2. It's broken up in an even way over the 16 months.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Moving on to the next question. Tell me about the visa process.
Okay, so we have a really good team within the university that will help students to apply for their visas if they want that support. So obviously, students can come to yourselves and get that help if they need it, or if they want to come directly to the university, we can help them as well. We have a great team that are there on hand. In terms of issuing CAS, what we're looking at is that we will expect postgraduate students to have paid a deposit of £2,000, which is deductible from their first term's tuition fee. So they pay £2,000. For our undergrad students, if they apply through UCAS, then they have to be unconditional firm. We will then contact them and request further details about issuing them with their CAS, but we do not require a deposit. Okay. However, they will be required to pay 50% of their fees when they register.
Okay, so £2,000 is the initial deposit
for postgraduate students.
Okay, and what about the undergraduate?
No deposit required for undergraduate students.
Okay. So then how will be the undergraduate students going to get the CAS?
Okay, so they have to create a MyAdmin portal, and in the portal they are sent out what we call a draft CAS. They have to check the CAS and make sure the details are correct. Once we have full confirmation back from them that the CAS is correct, then we will send out the full CAS, and then they can make their visa application from there.
Okay, and what about the bank statement?
So as a university, we don't require a bank statement at the moment. However, we do look at some students, and if we're unsure about their situation, then we will ask more questions. So if we're not sure about how a student is going to fund their studies, then we may ask for more details about the bank statement and about their financial situation.
Okay, ma'am, does your university take any credibility interview before paying the deposit or before?
We don't. No, we don't. We're quite happy that if a student has made a genuine application, and we can tell that, you can generally tell that from reading a student's personal statement. You know the situation, and if we think that we have to give a credibility interview, and we've done this in the past, then we will do. If a student's situation isn't making sense, then we will always want to speak to the student before we would issue them with a CAS, and before we would admit them into the course.
Okay, great. Okay, so we have Mr. Ismail again.
I would like to try to quickly jump into the discussion. So, Emma, today you have discussed a wonderful point, and I guess you have discussed the quite unique values that University of Hull is offering to its students. I really like to recall those values, those unique points. One was that you are conducting your own English test in replacement of IELTS.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So if students...
So, for the Pakistani students, it's very convenient. Yeah, carry on, man.
Sorry, Ismail, we lost you, and I lost the main part of that question. Could you repeat, please?
Yeah, I'm just recalling the unique values that University of Hull is offering to their student, and you have mentioned that University of Hull is going to conduct their own English test, and which will waive off the English requirement, which was obviously the IELTS.
That's correct. So conditions for that is the students must make an application. So we don't just offer the test to anybody. We would want them to be holding an offer, and then we need them to have accepted their offer. So if they're an undergrad student and they apply through UCAS, then they must make Hull their firm choice. Or if they are a postgraduate student, then they must tell us that they will be choosing Hull as their firm choice.
Okay, that's great. That's great. And I quickly summarize the point that one, the unique point was you have mentioned that English test, and the second would be you are offering a scholarship for 3 consecutive years for the bachelor program, and
that's correct.
Really great.
That's
and
correct.
That is really great for the. Why I'm recalling these points, Emma, is that the students who have joined us, so that they can recall them too, and they are very keen to apply for the University of Hull now. So we are very excited as we have worked with you, and till now it has a remarkable journey with you guys. And I would ask you that how you could the experience with prospects consulting up till now, how you got this with us. Yeah.
So I'm very lucky that one of the staff members from Prospects actually came and studied his foundation year with the University of Hull, so the on-campus Hull, and he had such a great experience. And I came to Pakistan. I've been to Pakistan many times. And on one of my trips to Pakistan, I got to meet one of our alumni and discuss with him his situation. And he said he was very keen that Prospects should work with Hull. They think that we have great opportunities for Pakistani students. So that was the beginning of the relationship. And I've been to your offices in, I'm trying to think which city it would have been now. It must have been in Lahore. And yeah, so I've been to the offices there, met with the team, been able to give training. And yeah, it's a great relationship. This year we signed our contract finally. So Prospects are one of our contracted agents at the University of Hull, and I'm really looking forward to working with the team more over the next few years and trying to get us more Pakistani students coming to the university. As I said, we still have a very small number at the moment, and I'm really looking forward to having more Pakistani students come and choose the University of Hull.
Definitely. And we have the same experience, Emma, and kind of cooperation we have with you is just amazing. And while contacting the university, students is very keen to have a frequent contact, or kind of you can say they are looking forward the earliest response. So and the kind of communication you guys are doing is just amazing. So whenever you come in Pakistan, do visit our office, and we will have lunch together.
I would love that.
So Emma, one of the students is asking about the QS ranking of University of Hull.
Okay, so in the last QS ranking surveys, we came out, I believe we are 600 to 650 in QS. So yeah, and that's a world ranking, obviously. That's not the UK ranking. So hopefully that answers your question.
Fazal, thank you for asking the question. I hope you got the answer. And Emma, you have pretty defined the criteria that how student can apply for the University of Hull, and it's very easy. And I can mention again the unique value, unique point about the bachelor's, that student doesn't need to deposit any kind of installment or fee.
No.
So I guess that's a very unique point. And on the basis of today's presentation, I guess more and more students are keen
obviously
apply for the University of
definitely. So, I think one of the key things that we want to make sure is we only want students who can actually afford to come and study in the UK. And I know that UK education is really expensive, and unfortunately our scholarships are only very small. So unfortunately international education is a high value product, and students have to be aware of the costs associated. But I think that, having that chance to come to the University of Hull and actually, be able to take up those opportunities, we're very lucky that we can, at the moment, not have the undergraduate deposit. They've got discount for 3 years. It gives them lots of really good opportunity.
And kind of freedom that you have mentioned, that student can work on a full-time basis when they got a vacation. So I guess that is the kind of facilitation students used to have, and a kind of cheaper accommodation is advantages they used to have it while studying at University of Hull.
Yeah, definitely. One of the key things.
I'm here summarizing the all point of your presentation. Yeah.
Thank you. One of the key things as well as a university, we also have really good career centre that'll help the students find student jobs. So we have a student jobs fair in September, and we have another one in January, where we invite local companies to come along and meet the students so that they can work while they're studying. And from talking to my colleagues and having worked in the sector for a very long time, I know that this is quite a unique feature for any university. So we're very lucky that we have that really good connection with our local companies. There's only one university in our city, so it means that there's lots of opportunity for students to work.
Obviously, and we can see where there is an adversity, there are a lot of opportunities there.
I hope
yeah,
so. I really do
exactly.
hope so for our students.
As you have mentioned that you have partnered with, or you have a kind of industrial partnership with the Dettol, so it's kind of possibility that a student can look forward, and obviously that's a great career opportunity.
Yeah. No,
So,
it
Emma,
is.
I would like to mention,
Carry on.
and I would like to mention here that being the prospect consultant, we are providing free consultancy to our students. Whoever wants to apply, please contact us. We will provide you free consultancy. The reason is that we are the official representative of University of Hull in Pakistan, and we are very proud for that.
I'm very pleased to have Prospects as one of my agents in Pakistan and helping students to come and study in the UK.
I really want to mention the one comment. One student, Shabab Zada Ali. I'm currently studying in Hull, and it's an amazing experience.
Oh, fantastic! I'm glad you're having a good time.
So it's a real time student experience we are facing today. So that's really great.
I didn't know about that. I'm gonna. Nice to have you here, Sabir Zada. So yeah, I'm glad he's having a good time and not a bad time.
Yes, I think you should go and meet him.
I will do. Well, I can't at the moment. We can't meet
Shahab,
one another. We have to stand 2 meters away from one another. No, we have a few.
Definitely.
Yeah, we have a few students from Pakistan.
Over,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very lucky. I live quite close to the university. So if I need to go and buy my shopping, I still get to see my workplace. And I miss going to campus every day. So it's such a lovely place to go and experience. So yeah, I really do. Oh, look, he's back again. No, I really do miss being on campus. It's a lovely university. What I love about Hull as a city, I moved here 3 years ago when I took this job, and I find Hull a very friendly city. And my mum recently moved here as well. So my mum is obviously now a pensioner. She is retired from her work. And even she has said how friendly the city is and how willing people are to help you and support you while you're here as well. So it's it's a really fantastic city to live in. I love being here. I'm glad that the students have a great time as well. Many of them always want to stay, take up other experiences once they graduate as well.
Okay.
And I can see that, Emma, it reflects your humble nature. That I remember the day when you have offered us that any student who join University of Hull, you can provide your contact, and they can be in touch with you. And you are always available for kind of student support. So
I try to be. I do try
a great
to be.
point. I'm not.
We're very lucky in the university. We have a great contacts team, and they do a lot of the calling just to make sure that if students sign up to any events, they get in contact with them and they make sure that they know everything that's going on. And I think that once the university announces our situation with the COVID-19 situation going forward for September next year, they're going to be very busy. But I know that when I have events coming up, they do lots of calling around. So I'm hosting one-to-one sessions next week for any students that want to speak with me. So, if you've got students out there that want to have a direct conversation with me, that's also available. And that's what I love. I love meeting with prospective students and finding out what they want to do, finding out what their aspirations are, and hopefully being able to give them some ideas of something how they can achieve what their goals are. It's very difficult this year because things aren't going to be normal. They're going to be different. And I'm very torn because I'd love students to have that same experience that they would have every year, coming onto campus, meeting new people. That's why you study overseas. It's not just about the education. You can do an online course from every country. And I hope that students are still able to build that interaction with other people even though it won't be done in the same way as previously. However, I think sometimes the relationships that we build in adversity are the stronger ones. So I'm hoping that whatever we do and whatever the start is in September, or whether that be January, that those students get to make really strong bonds and come together as a fantastic year group and have great experiences together, even though they're 2 meters apart.
Obviously. Emma, thank you so much for being with us today. And you are very kind, and you are very you have a good nature. And I obviously say that the kind of help you're offering to your students just a great point. And I wish you very, you can say, best of luck for your future prospects. And up till now, I really want to mention, Emma, that up till now we have 100% visa success ratio. So we do have a unique point as well. So students who are very keen to, you can say, apply for the University of Hull, do contact with us. We are available 24/7, and when we call 24/7, we really mean it. We try to respond to our students' query as soon as earliest. So that is the reason that we have been successful till now. So
this is a really good
one
thing.
Of the
I think.
asked,
have we got a question from the student?
one question. The last question is: they offering business studies?
Absolutely. Yeah. So both at undergraduate level and postgraduate level. So we have a master's degree in business management. We've also got some specializations in things like logistics and supply chain management. We're one of the top UK universities for this subject area. So whether you want to add to your bachelor study or whether you want to do this as an additional subject, then you've got lots of options available. So yes, 100% to your question. I was going to carry on.
Mudassir, do contact with us, and we will forward your application to University of Hull, and we are expected to get an acceptance as soon as possible. So over to Emma.
I was going to say, actually, as an international student, some students may think that actually they can apply to a university by themselves, and that's fine. Like, actually applying sometimes isn't too difficult if you know the processes and you know how to write a statement of purpose, if you know what must be in a letter of recommendation, that's fine. However, if you don't know those things, then please use an agency. Prospects are really good at helping students make those applications, making sure your documents are correct and that the universities know what we need. So therefore, going to Prospects is a really good place. Also, they have that experience of helping students with their visas. The UK visa is not overly complex, but it is very, very long. And you have to make sure you get the documentation right. So using Prospects, as they said, they've got that 100% success rate, then they will be very good at helping you make sure that you also get that 100% success in your visa. So I would strongly recommend using Prospects to help students get that offer and then get that visa to come and study with us.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you so much, Emma, for your kind recommendation.
No worries. It's good to be working with you, and thank you for having me here today. It's been a great pleasure to be able to talk to students from Pakistan about the opportunities for them in the UK.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Emma, for your time today. Rubab.
Yes, I wanted to ask you a very small question about the application process.
Yeah, please ask.
Yes. How are we supposed to apply? Like, it's going to be on the online portal system, or are we going to submit any kind of form on the email correspondence?
So Prospects I'd always recommend that you do the email form. So it's a case of filling in the PDF both for undergraduate level and for postgraduate level, and then sending that off to us. So just making sure you've filled in all the information that we require, and then you can do that. For students, if they apply directly, they can use the online portal.
Okay.
And if they've come through Prospects, so if you've seen Prospects online, you've taken their advice, please select that they are your agent. If you don't select that Prospects are your agent and then you use Prospects later, we won't be able to share the data with you unless you give that consent. So I would always say select prospects. If you use the form, select prospects as the agent that you are using, and then we will be able to share the information with you and them. This is quite important, especially when it comes to getting. You will need to see your offer letters, but also for your cash statements, and then we will be able to share your cash statement also with prospects as well.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Sir Ismail, I think we have another question. If you can see it, one last question.
Yeah. Student need to ask about the entry requirement criteria. He got 789 marks. I guess it would be around 60% or around 65% in bachelor. So he's asking about can he apply? He's studying BS Social Work from the Punjab University.
Okay.
Like we have mentioned that from the Pakistan, number of students are applying on the basis of 2-year bachelor. So can he possibly?
Yeah, if they're coming from a 2-year bachelor and a 2-year master's, what we ask for is a 55% average across the from the two programs.
Okay.
So his grade would be fine if he's done 2+2 already. So 2-year bachelor, 2-year masters, and he's got a grade of around 65%. Then he would be fine to apply. For entry to social work, you might want to see what the requirements are for UK, though. Have a look at the university website, but also contact you guys, and we can always share more information with you as well.
Thank you so much, Emma, for your time. And it was a really wonderful session, I must admit this. And you were so kind today. And the kind of information you have provided today is very useful for the student perspective. So thank you so much, Emma.
No worries. Thank you very much for having me here today. Thank you, Ismail. Thank you, Ruba.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time and whatever information that you have provided, and all the I think University of Hull is one of the best universities. They are offering so much opportunities for the undergraduate and both postgraduate students. So we will definitely try to convince our students to go to University of Hull this year.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Stay blessed and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye. Stay safe, everybody.
So students, today you have got an opportunity to interact with the official of University of Hull. Do provide your contact details. जैसा कि हम देख रहे हैं number of students contact कर रहे हैं और entry requirement के हवाले से आपके जो भी concern है आपको एमा ने बड़ा briefly बताया और kind of opportunity you will get in University of Hull is just amazing. So on your screen you can see the detail. We are providing free consultation to all students, and whoever wants to apply, do contact on the mentioned number. We have the Lahore lines. You can contact the numbers on the Lahore office. So our counselors are available to answer your query. और अब तक अभी हमारा जो वीजा सक्सेस रेशियो अभी तक का वो 100% है, and we are trying our utmost level effort to make you successful, to make your application successful. So whatever your questions are, do drop in your inbox. So these are the Islamabad line you can see, or stay tuned, stay in contact. We have number of webinar aligned in next few weeks, and you can interact with the university official. You can ask the number of questions. Okay, Ruba, do you want to add anything?
No, sir. I think it was a wonderful session. So everything was very informative, and I think our audience also happy with us.
Okay. Hope we have answered your queries. Do drop your details to our inbox, and we will contact you as soon as possible. Stay blessed, and Allah Hafiz.
Okay, take care. Take care.